Hey guys, this is Saigon from LetsUpgrade.
I'm Mohit, your trainer for full stack programming in Python and Django.
I'm Saurabh, your trainer for the full stack mobile development course.
I'm Subrat Paswani, your trainer for data structure and algorithm with placement preparation course.
I'm Smith Shah, your trainer for the machine learning and AI module.
I'm Vinolan Jadmaya, your trainer for full stack cloud computing and DevOps program.
Let's Upgrade has come up with the best online course for you guys, having 200 plus hours of live lectures,
200 plus hour of real-time projects,
And also with practically related assignments.
You will be building 15 plus projects with the industry-based curriculum created by the professional jobs part of the whole program. So this program is going to be a 6 months live, and after the 6 months we will be having a job portal dedicated. It's again an AI-based job portal.
Let's start building applications like how a developer is building it in Google, Amazon, Netflix.
be a part of this wholesome course.
Register with the Hurry up, limited seats only.
See you soon at class.
Hi guys, hi. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. So sorry to keep you waiting. Actually, I ran into some problem. My system actually ran into some problem, but now I'm back here and we can start our data structure and algorithms zero to hero program, guys. So let's start it. Guys, let's see who all are there today in the comment section. So hi, Hero. Okay. Hi, Adnan. Hi, Akash. Hi, Aman. Okay, he's Arman. Okay, great. So Arun, Sachin, Saurabh, Nandana, Pankaj, and Pooja. Hi. Good evening, everyone, and I welcome you to Data Structure and Algorithm Zero to Hero program, guys. This is day one, and we are going to learn so many beautiful concepts today. Okay. So I will give you a briefly an agenda, right? What we will be discussing in upcoming 3 days, like total 4 days, right? Day one, day two, day three, day four. So I'll give you a crisp agenda, guys. What we are going to do this time, it's a different kind of program. You might have attended other data set and algorithms class of mine, but right now in this program, I'll go in a different way, actually in a different manner. I will take it ahead. So I'll give you an agenda, guys. What we would be covering in this 4 days, right? Okay. So once again, I'm welcoming all of you. Hi everyone. Hi again. So yep. So some more people have joined here. Divakar, Mahim, Dharasri, Saurav again, Sandeepan, Madhapriya, Payal, Diane. If I have corrected, like if I have pronounced it correct. So Harshvardhan, Shrest. Okay. Hi. Good evening once again. So guys, so let me tell you also some information you should have with you before getting into this course and before we start everything, right? So there are two kinds of certificate which you'd be getting, or you can be you can get it. Actually, there are two kinds of certificate. One is participation certificate and the other one is completion certificate. Okay, if you attend all the sessions and if you put your attendance, if you mark your attendance every day on like basically on the all 4 days, if you attend and put your attendance daily, then you will be eligible for participation certificate. But if you want completion certificate from Let's Upgrade, item group of institutions, NSDC and Skill India, then along with putting attendance for all the 4 days, you also have to give an exam. Okay, so guys, yeah, earlier we were doing this, like you have to just submit your assignment and we would review, and on the basis of that we were giving completion certificate. But we also have changed the model a bit. So anyway, I'll give you assignment and all, you can submit it for your practice. But yes, after the course you would have to give an exam. Okay, you will be giving an exam, guys. You'll be like, if you put attendance for all the days, you'll be eligible for appearing in the exam. So the exam window will start just like if this class will end at yeah, 11th would be the last class, right, of data structure and algorithm. So leave 12th, 13th 11 a.m. you can see, you can actually appear for the exam, and that would be open for 1 month, one long month. It would be open and you can give the exam. If you qualify that exam, then you would be getting certificate, completion certificate. That too, guys, I'm very happy to say this, you'll be getting a physical copy of the completion certificate. Okay, of course it would be from Let's Upgrade, right? and other some other institution would be accrediting it, right? Like ITM group of institutions, NSDC, Skill India. Okay, so if you want to get completion certificate, a physical copy of completion certificate, we'll deliver it, guys, to your address. So you need to attend all the session, put attendance in all the session, so that you'll be eligible for the exam, and you have to qualify the exam. Only then you'll be getting a completion certificate. Okay, if you don't want completion certificate, you can just attend all the session and put attendance all the days. You'll be getting a participation certificate, but that would be only a digital copy you'll get in your profile itself. You can go to letsupgrade.in and you can check later. There is a certificate section, and there you can find a participation certificate. Okay, how you would mark your attendance, right? So, guys, in order to mark attendance, you should register for the course first. You should have registered for the course. So just find the registration link in the description. I guess Varuna has already posted registration link in the comment. So first you need to register for the course. If you have not registered, right, do that first. Then you can go for the attendance link. So the attendance link is also mentioned in the video description. You can find out anywhere. Like my team member will also put it out here in the comment section. Varuna will put it here. So you can actually fetch the attendance link there, and you can mark your attendance. Okay, yeah, it's completely free certificate. We are not charging any cost. You just have to attend all the session, put attendance, and you have that would make you eligible for the exam. You give the exam, qualified, and you will be getting a certificate from us. That's it. Okay, nothing, no hidden charges and all. Okay, great. Akansh, okay, Akansh, I will surely check it out. Maybe there would be some technical glitch. It should be updated in your profile itself. So I'll just check it out. Okay, right. So yep, attendance link would be shared, guys. Just a moment. Don't worry about it. In a while, it would be shared. You can also check it out there in the like video description. It is already mentioned. Okay. Anyway, we'll share it. Just a moment. Please first make sure that you are registered for the course. Otherwise, it will show you not enrolled for the course, and you cannot mark your attendance, so that you cannot earn your certificate in that way. Okay. So I'll use basically a mix of languages. So data structure and algorithms is not basically about any particular language. It is actually logic and the concept you understand, guys. So to be very honest, it's not any particular language that is important here, but the concept and the thing. Once you understand the concept and logic, once you understand the algorithm, you can implement using any programming language that you know. So that's not a big deal. Okay, Payal, as I just mentioned, there's an attendance link mentioned in the description. Also, Varuna has posted here in the chat. You can fetch that and put attendance. Prior to that, make sure you are registered for the course. Otherwise, it will show you are not enrolled in the course. Okay, registration link is also in the description, or else you can also find out there itself. Like it shows you not enrolled, and below that you'll find the program data structure algorithm there, and you can enroll from there. Right. Anyway, guys, so a lot of talking. No more talking. Let's start with the course. I'll just quickly share a screen with you all. Okay, and we will start the session. So the first and foremost topic, guys, that I want to discuss here today is okay. Yeah, fine. I'll also give you the agenda for all the 3 days, right? Okay, I'll give you the agenda. All the 4 days, sorry. So today, first of all, I'll be starting with time complexity. It's a very important, the most important part, guys, as much as this competitive codings are concerned and your recruitment drives, placement drives are concerned. So this is a very important time complexity, guys. This time I have actually frame the entire 4 days as per your placement drives. Actually, I have put more focus towards your placements. Okay, campus selection and all, campus exams. So what I've done is, first I am going to hit this time complexity part because it is very important. Okay, for that genre, that placement and all. Second day, I'll go to pattern questions. Okay, we get a lot of pattern questions in our exams, coding interviews. Okay, in the placement drives. So I'll hit that part. Okay, we'll solve on live YouTube. We will solve in some code. We'll go to some coding platforms and we'll solve pattern questions there on live. Okay, here itself, so that you'll also have a look on the platforms, coding platforms that the companies use. Okay, you'll be comfortable with that platforms, and also in that way you'll also learn how to solve some patterns. I'll give you some tricks and all, right? And then third, day three, what we will do, day three guys, I'm going to pick up a very crucial topic as far as this coding interviews are concerned and your placement drives are concerned, that is dynamic programming. And I'll not talk about theory there much. Anyway, I'll get to there with the dynamic programming, how it works and all. But majorly the important part is we'll go to a coding platform, maybe HackerRank will go and will solve their some dynamic programming problems live. Okay, so that you'll get to know how to tackle such kind of problems when you get in coding platforms. I'll pick up some most commonly asked questions in the interviews and the coding rounds, and that we will solve, guys. Okay. Third, like not third, day four, I've already told what we will be covering in day one, day two, day three. In day four, what we will do is, day four I'll pick up some graphs problems. I see a lot of people facing facing problems in graphs. So we'll do some graph problems that have been asked, guys, in the company interviews, in the coding rounds, basically. And that too we'll do live, guys, in some coding platform, maybe HackerRank, okay, or maybe it may be LeetCode, it may be CodeChef. Somewhere I would go and we will solve some problem commonly asked, like those are asked most probable question kind of thing. We'll solve that. Okay, so be there for all these 4 days. It will really and surely help you, guys. Okay, if I told that exact question might not come, but you'll have an idea how exactly campus interviews, this coding round goes. And you never know, that same question you might get right. Okay, because I'll be doing commonly asked questions actually in the interviews. Pankaj, I think you should give it a time, like give it some time, and maybe you check it after some moment, some time. Then I think it should be fine. Okay. Okay. So now, guys, as I already said, today it's all dedicated towards time complexity. We will learn time complexity and we will discuss about it. So before I get into time complexity, I just want to ask you something, guys. Okay, I want to ask you, what is time complexity? Or I think you should first tell me what is algorithm. Can anyone here say me what is algorithm? What do you mean by algorithm? Who can say? Let's see. What is algorithm, guys? Anyone here? Make sure you are logged into your browser with the same, or you are logged into the system, that portal, with the same email ID which you have used for registration for this course. Okay, right? Yeah, guys, so anyone there who can tell me what is algorithm? What is algorithm, guys? Algorithm is nothing, guys. It is some sort of steps, right? Some steps, finite number of steps to solve a task, to perform a task, right? Yeah, exactly, Manasi. Instructions, Mansi. Yep, instructions, step by step procedure. Yes, Dharasri. So yep, Sandhya, step by step procedure. Yes, exactly, you are correct. So given a problem, some steps you follow, right, to perform that, or given a task, you perform some tasks to solve that problem, right? Maybe it may be preparing rice, or maybe preparing tea, or anything, guys. So you always perform certain steps to solve that problem, or perform that task. So those steps, those finite number of steps together, are known as algorithm. So algorithm, nothing but instructions, you can say, or steps, okay, that is used or that are performed to complete a task, to solve a problem. That's what is an algorithm, right? And the next thing is, for a particular task, there might be many ways, right? It may be preparing tea. If you take a preparing tea concept, it is there is not only one way through which you can prepare tea. There are multiple ways through which you can prepare tea, and the ingredients also gets changed, right? Okay, so given a task, tea, there are multiple ways to solve that problem, and that ways are different algorithms, basically, because in first way you will follow different steps, in second way you will follow different steps, in third way you will follow different steps. So different algorithms we have for a particular task. For a given task, we may have multiple algorithms to solve that task, or to complete that task. But our task is to select one of them. We have to select any one algorithm from them. So how would we select? That is the major question, right? Okay, to keep it simple, let's say, guys, we there's a problem of sorting an array. You might have heard this, right? Sorting an array. How many sorting algorithms are there? So many, right? Bubble sort, selection sort, insertion sort, what is that, merge sort, quick sort, heap sort, okay, bucket sort, radix sort. So many sorting algorithms are there, right? And all of them have the same purpose, to sort the array. But which one we would use, that's a major deal, guys. That's where this time complexity comes into picture. There is also another thing I will talk about very soon. So guys, basically I think everyone is with me till this point. For a task, specific task, there might be multiple ways or multiple algorithms to do, right? And we need to select the best algorithm from them. How to select best algorithm from them? So guys, this selection of best algorithm to perform a task is based on two things, that is time complexity and space complexity. Okay, time and space both goes hand in hand. These two are used actually. Okay, these two are used. Okay, right? So see guys, space, nobody is worried about it right now. Yep, sure, Vishal. Yes, definitely. Okay, definitely. So you have to select a particular way, the best way. Okay, which is the best way, or in other words, which is the best algorithm, right? So there should be some basis, right, upon which we can decide. Okay, this way or this algorithm is the best algorithm to solve a problem, solve this particular problem. Then let's say sorting. Okay, which algorithm is best one? Is it bubble? Is it merge? Is it quick? Is it heap? Which one we should take? That's a major deal, right? So that's where, guys, two things come up: time complexity and space complexity. There are two things here. In short, I will just like to say what is time complexity and what is space complexity. Okay, time complexity, guys, is the amount of time taken by an algorithm to solve the problem. Space complexity is the amount of memory taken by an algorithm to solve that problem. Okay, right? Two things, right? Okay, so time complexity is the amount of time taken by an algorithm to solve a problem. Space complexity is the amount of space or the amount of memory taken by an algorithm to solve a particular problem, right? In a sense, let's say we need 15 minutes to prepare tea, that is time complexity. And we need 4 utensils to prepare tea, that is space complexity. The containers are space, and the total time required to prepare tea, that is called time complexity, right? Okay, so that's what is time complexity. And it is space complexity we discussed. Right. Okay. So I just want to make one point here very clear to you all, guys. This space complexity, guys, no one pays much attention to it. The space complexity. Why? Because um, nowadays memory has become very cheap. Actually, memory has become very cheap. You pay 5,000 or 4,000, you get 2 TB of hard disk now, right? 2 TB of hard disk, and that is very like compact. This much hard disk size, I think, right? And 4,000, 5,000. Earlier, it used to be very costly. Also, it was huge, so that was a problem actually. But right now, it is very cheap, and size is very compact. So we don't have to worry about this space complexity much. We have enough memory, and we are getting this memory in cheaper rate, right? So but this time complexity is a major thing to deal with. Actually, no one has time. Everyone thinks that everyone wants, okay, I should complete this task should be completed as soon as possible, then I'll get some free time. Maybe I'll watch some movie, I'll hang out with my friends, or maybe I'll just Netflix and chill. So whatever I'll do, but I would want to complete this task as soon as possible. No one has time, guys. Everyone is running short of time. So time complexity is the major thing to deal with right now. So even our point of discussion would be time complexity. Okay, time complexity, amount of time taken by an algorithm to solve a problem. I'll not get into stuff which is not much required in your placement, right? I'll go directly, guys, where it is exactly where they are actually asking question directly. Okay, so we need to given a piece of code, they will give some code snippet, guys. We would try to find out their time complexity. So let's try to dive into it. Let's learn it. Okay, I'll give you some question, I'll give you also option, and we can start finding its time complexities. So this is the question. First question: what is the time complexity? See, guys, it is not like I'm asking you directly. In the process, we will learn. Given a code, how can we find time complexity of code snippet? That's what we will do here. All right. So I hope everyone can see whatever I have shared here. So because that's what I want to try, I would first of all like to find out time complexity of this code. See, guys, I have actually prepared the question answer so that the time complexity concept would be very clear to you at the end. Anyway, I'll be solving this, guys. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, right. Okay, fine. So as you can see here, there's a piece of code that is being displayed here, right? So it is, what is the time complexity? How many statements are there, guys? We have this int a equal to 0, right? Okay, we have this int a equal to 0. Whenever you don't understand, please let me know. Okay, guys, if you don't understand anything, please let me know. Or I just want to scribble something actually. Where to do? Yeah. See, what happens here is, here we have this int a equal to 0, right? And we have int a int a equal to 0, and we have int a equal to if a equal to 0, then do this task. Otherwise, okay, we don't have else here actually. We don't have else here. So a equal to 0 we have assigned, then we are checking if a is equal to 0, then we are printing high, right? And then there is a one more statement, that is C out coders. Basically I have taken here C++, guys, but it is not a big deal. You can replace C out with print, that would become Python. You can write printf, that will become C. Okay, right? So I'm just using this code snippet again in the placement drives, this coding question, not coding, MCQ question. You'll kind of this way you will get. Okay, so I'm preparing you, basically this class would be a mock test kind of thing. Okay, I'm preparing you for that. So here I have, you can say there are three statements in total. Okay, int a equal to 0 is one statement. Then the second statement, the if, entire if, I'm taking as one thing, guys, one single statement. Okay, if a is equal to 0, C out high. And then we have C out coders. So there are three different statements here, and we need to find out what is the time complexity for this code, right? Okay, so I see already people are mentioning the answers there in the comment section. Some people are correct, some people are wrong, but yes, not an issue. Even if you are wrong, not a problem. We are here to learn things and get our concepts clear, right? So let's try to understand. See, guys, this every instruction, these are primitive instruction actually. Okay, so they would just take constant time. Jyotirmay, please make sure you have registered for the course, and if you have registered now, please wait for some time, and it would be done, right? Okay, you can check it out back later, not an issue. Also, make sure that you are logged into the portal with the same email ID with which we have registered. Okay, right? So see, in a equal to 0, if a equal to 0, C out high and C out coders. So we have this three thing to in total. A equal to 0, it's a unit statement. It will just assign 0 to a. It will not take much time, constant time. If a equal to 0, this comparison also unit time, guys. Unit like constant time, you can say. It will just check if a value is 0 equal to 0 or not. C out high is also a constant time. It will just print high. If the condition meets, it will print high. Otherwise, it won't print. Okay. Then we have C out coders. It is also a unit statement. It is just printing coders. That's it. Nothing else. It is just printing coders, right? Okay, so we have three here primitive statements, or three unit statements, you can say three or four. So everyone takes constant time complexity. So if you together, if you take them, so each constant time complexity, guys, is said to be big O of 1. Okay, each constant time you can represent it as big O of 1. So big O of 1 is the time complexity notation for constant time, big O of 1. Okay, some people also write big O of C or big O of K. but yes, we would go with big O of 1, constant time complexity. So each one of them is big O of 1. Int a equal to 0, it takes big O of 1, right? That entire if thing, it also takes big O of 1. If a equal to 0 takes big O of 1, C out high also takes big O of 1, right? And then C out coders, that also takes big O of 1. So some people might say it is big O of 1 plus big O of 1 plus big O of 1 plus big O of 1, that is big O of 4. But guys, it doesn't make any sense when you write big O of 1 or big O of 4 or big O of 7 or something. It is anyway constant. So any constant term you can just write big O of 1, that's it. It may be 100, it may be 1000, it may be 50, it may be 1, it may be 5, it may be 10, anything. At the end you should write it as 1, big O of 1. Any constant you find, ignore it and just write 1, big O of 1. Okay, right? So this is a thing. This is what is called as time constant time complexity. For so answer for this question is big O of 1, guys. I have marked it on red. If you see, I have shown you next slide here, right? So it is big O of 1, because each one of them is constant, is taking constant time complexity. Even if you add some constant time complexities, you'll end up with a constant time complexity finally. So and any constant time complexity is represented as big O of 1. That is the answer here, big O of 1. Clear, guys, or not? Please let me know. Big O of 1 means, Mohit, constant time complexity. Big O of 1 is a way to represent the time complexity. Okay, we don't actually say, okay, it took 20 seconds, it took 15 seconds, or it took 9 seconds. We don't actually represent time complexity in that way. Okay, we actually represent it in some order, and that order is what I have written here, that is big O of 1 or something. Okay, right? Okay, fine. Big O of 1. So this is piece of code. This int a equal to 0. See, guys, you will get it would make more sense when I go to next questions actually. Okay, you will different, you can differentiate easily which are primitive statement and which are not primitive statement, like which are unit what statement take constant time and what statement does not take constant time. You'll easily differentiate when I go to next question actually. Okay, for this question, are you able to understand? You know the code, right? Okay, you know the code. So what I have done, I have assigned 0 to a here. Then I'm checking if a is equal to 0, C out high. I'm printing high. If a value is 0, then I'm printing high. Then what I have one more statement, that is C out coders. I'm printing coders. 3 different statement. These are called primitive statement because I'm not repeating something. Okay, repeating means you can say I don't have any loops here. Okay, I don't have any loops, I don't have any recursion here, guys. So everything here is a primitive statement. Okay, right? So if you get primitive statement instruction, that will take constant time. Maybe a equal to 0, assigning 0 to a, it might take some few seconds, maybe. Those are actually constant time, guys. Okay, int a equal to 0, it takes constant time. If a equal to 0, to compare whether a value is 0 or not, that takes constant time. C out high, that takes constant time because it just prints high. C out coders, it also prints coders, so it also takes constant time. I'm not repeating anything. If you have a loop, then obviously the things would be repeated. That is not a primitive statement. If you have recursion, things would be repeated, right? That is not a primitive statement because there is a repetition. We need to find out how many times it is repeated actually. Here nothing is repeated, guys. None of the statement is repeated, so that's why these are actually primitive statement. So we just find out, okay, and each primitive statement will take constant time. So int a equal to 0 is taking constant time. If a equal to 0 statement, the comparison statement, it is also taking constant time. Then the C out high, it is also taking constant time. Then C out coders, it is also taking constant time. Okay, so total, if you add them up total time, so it is big O of 1 plus big O of 1 plus big O of 1 plus big O of 1. What is big O of 1 again? Big O of 1 denotes constant time complexity. Okay, right? So even if you add so many constant times big O of 1, the final answer is big O of 1 and not big O of 4. Okay, you say here we are adding 4 big O of 1, so it should be big O of 4, or it may be 4 into big O of 1. Anyway, guys, ignore the constant terms. Okay, ignore the constant terms, because time complexity, it is some order actually. We are just representing order. What order is, what is the order of time complexity? Here it is constant time complexity, right? Every time it will take some constant amount of time. What is that exact time? We are not concerned. We don't care about that. It is constant time. That's what you just have to answer in this question. And constant time velocity is denoted as big O of 1. Okay, right? Yes, exactly, Mansi. Yes, each one is big O of 1. That's what exactly. This is what I'm trying to say. Each one taking big O of 1. You club them together. At the end, it will again become big O of 1 only. Because anyway, constant, 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 constant. You add 4 constant, you'll get another constant. And constant is represented as big O of 1 in time velocity analysis. Because we are not here to find out the exact time, how much time it is taking, like 5 minutes, 5 seconds, 20 seconds. No, we are just showing the order of time it is taking. So the order, so it is a constant order time complexity. Okay, it is taking constant time complexity. That's what we are concerned about here. Clear, guys? Just say yes or no in the comment. I would like to go to the next question actually. See, it would make more sense when we actually solve more problem. Then you would be able to visualize the differences actually. Constant time, how would I constant time in the sense, some constant time, it might take 5 seconds, it might take 7 seconds. Okay, right? So constant, I mean to say, you take whatever value of a ns. Okay, you take any value of a, it will take a fixed set of like constant time. It may be 7 seconds, 5 seconds, 3 seconds, it might be there. Okay, take any value of a, but it will take around the same amount of time always. That is constant time complexity. Okay, right? Got it? Understood, guys? You take any value of a here, still you will get the same amount of time. It will not increase. Yeah, Revant, yes, you can also say that infinity plus infinity plus infinity again is an infinity. Similarly, constant plus constant plus constant plus constant is again another constant. And any constant we represent as big O of 1. Okay, right? Now let's go to the next question. See, next question, when you solve more question, it would be very clear actually. More, you would understand more. Also, guys, if you are looking at the, I have changed the next question. You can think it out and you can answer me. Okay, between this option, which one is the correct answer, you can mention in the comment. And also, I guess you are also seeing something on the right side, guys. So basically, guys, if you seriously looking for some placement, and if you want to get placed in your dream company and dreams domain, you can check out, guys, our 6 months pgp full stack programs. We have this Python Django program, AIML, data science, and web development. So we go from, like, we start from very scratch level 0, and we go till like a point where we can make you hero in that field. So if you want to be an expert in that field, and if you want a job in that field, we do provide like recruitment drives, like from LetsUpgrade through you can get placed, guys. And yeah, so that's why. And we have this plan, a very affordable price, 25,600 only. And you can also pay it on EMI, like every month, very minimal, no cost EMI. It is no cost EMI, very minimal. So we don't want to put burden on your pocket, so you can go for a EMI option. So if you want like more details, if you want and all, please fill up this form, or maybe you can just scan here and fill the form. So we would reach out to you and clarify your answer, like queries. Okay, right? Then it would be your decision to whether to get enrolled or not. But yes, it would surely benefit you guys, because each of these programs, like if you go for web development, so you'll start learning from HTML, CSS, and everything like Vue.js, Next.js, and this React, entire MERN you'll understand. And like apart from that, you'll also learn system design, data structure and algorithm in detail, cloud computing, AWS you'll learn. And you'll also prepare for the mock interviews and all, interview, your resume preparation and all, everything. It is actually combinedly the course is charged as 25,600, and you can opt for no cost EMI. Please, if you are interested, you can check out, you can scan this QR code, and you can actually check. Okay, so it is not exactly enrolling for it, but you are just filling it up if you want to get clarified for your queries and all. So you can check it out. So it's always better to make informed decision, guys. So just once check it out, talk to my team, and then you can make decision out of it. Okay, so coming back to the uh, question, I see many people are putting big of an. Yes, Ashish, you can join any day. Big of an, big of an, big of an. Just fill up the form, and we'll first try. Like, we would like to first answer your queries, give you proper all details, right? Only then you can decide whether you actually have to get in or not. Okay, so Aniket, it's actually only like you would be getting placement drives from us. Okay, everything, it's a 6 month long program. Everything is live classes. You can also watch recording. It is only 25,600. You can also pay by EMI option, no cost EMI option, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. It's your wish. But if you have like I would like you, or I would like suggest you fill this form and talk to the concerned persons first. Okay, they would give you more detail and more features, more benefits, what is there. Okay, the thing is, we would run behind you guys to get you placed. That's what our commitment is. Fine. So big O of n. So many people are saying big O of n. Okay, and yes, you are correct, guys. It is big O of n. How come it is big O of n and not big O of 1? The last question we discussed, that was big O of 1, right? And here even this one is big of this is big O of n, that was big O of 1. Why? Don't we have here primitive statement int a equal to 0? That is primitive statement. But what about the other? There is a for loop, guys, which is not a primitive statement, because that is repetitive. The same statement is repeated again and again. How many times that is repeated? N times, right? It starts from 0 and it goes till n minus 1, 0 to n minus 1, n minus n times the loop is running. So this high coders, see out high coders, is executed for n times. That is why we say it is big of n. Once again, you can say, so we discussed the previous question as like uh, there was four primitive statement, and everyone was like big of 1, big of 1, big of 1. We added all together, and then still we said big of 1. Here, why can't we say big of 1? It's a loop. It's so basically we can say big of 1, big of 1. It is adding up so many times. Why it is not big of 1, and why you are saying big of n? The reason behind is, guys, you don't know the value of n here. That is the problem. Okay, someone will take n value is 100, so loop will run 100 times. Someone will take value as 1000, it will run for 1000 times. Someone will take for 50 n value as 50,000, it will run for 50,000 times. Someone will take 1 lakh for the value of n, it will run for 1 lakh time. So basically it is dependent on n value. That's why we are saying big O of n. It is dependent on n, order of n, guys. As the n increases, the time complexity will also increase with that. But the previous case was, even if you increase the value of a, nothing is going to change. Everything was a primitive statement. It will take same option. Okay. Yes, Mansi. Yes, exactly. Yep, you can do that. You just talk to just fill up that form, and you can have all the necessary details. We don't actually like put we don't try to put burden on students. So you can just talk to, just fill up that form, and my team people will reach out to you and discuss everything, Nancy. Okay, right? So very like friendly environment, guys, Mansi. Okay, so you'll surely get every kind of help here. Fine. So why it is big of n, right? So because you don't know the value of n. Anything you know, guys, you can treat it as constant. The moment you don't know anything, the value of n, like here we don't know the value of n, it can be anything. So there, that is where you have to put n here, big O of n. So this loop is running for n times. Basically, the statement, there is a statement inside the loop, that is see out high coders. High coders would be printed for n times. And why I'm saying n times? Because I don't know the value of n. It can be anything. That is where you decide, okay, this is big O of n. Because the statement is getting executed for n times, so time complexity would be big O of n. It is not a primitive statement. Clear, guys, why it is big O of n? Okay, so it basically if you draw a graph, okay, I would like to draw it, but okay, fine. So if you draw a graph like this, Okay, so the time basically is increasing this way linearly. Y equal to that is what is that? You might have seen like y equal to mx plus c graph. So it is a linear graph. Like this, it will increase. As you increase n, the time complexity will also increase. It will take more time. Pushkar, have you question? No, Pushkar, there is no WhatsApp group, but there is a community group where you can put out your doubts. You can tag me there. I will also be there in the group, community group. You can tag me there and ask your doubt, and I will answer. Right? Okay. Fine. So now one more question might be revolving around in your mind. This int a equal to 0. So this takes big O of 1, constant time. Okay. Only this for loop takes big O of n. Why don't you say big O of n plus big O of 1? And why you are saying big O of n only? The reason is, guys, big O of n is treated as very large. Okay, we don't know what exactly the value is, but it is treated as very large. So this big O of 1 in front of big O of n seems negligible. So we don't take that constant thing. So we just say big O of n. Okay, that's what the thing is. If there was two for loop, then will it be big O of n square? Two for loop, Mansi, in this you are asking for nested for loop, one for loop inside another, or two different for loop? What you exactly asking? Just confirm once. Just confirm. Revant, basically, login, these are different time complexity I have like mentioned. How it is dependent on n, whether it is dependent linearly or it is dependent on like quadratically, whether it is dependent logarithmically. That's why it is login I have written. Role of log. Yeah, that's what Revant. Okay, how it is dependent. Basically, the whole point of time complexity is you are finding out how the time is dependent on the n. Here n is input size. Okay, input size. Yes, Anjali, yes, it would be open. It would still be open. The links would be open till our class ends, like till 11th, the attendance link. Every day it would be different link, different attendance link, but the links would be open till 11th for all days. 11th 12 at the midnight it would like close. Everything would be closed now. Okay, see, Mansi here has asked actually a very good question. I would like to answer that. See, guys, so if you have for loop and if you have another for loop, I hope you are getting it. Okay, two for loop. Okay, she has asked. So she actually asked me both kind of ways. So if you have one for loop, this is taking big O of n. Then you have another for loop after it. It is also taking big O of n. So you will say it is actually big O of n plus big O of n, right? That's what, right? We need to add, right? This is big O of n. This is also big O of n. So big O of n plus big O of n. You'll say big O of 2n or 2 into big O of n. Anything. Again, 2 is a constant, right? Ignore it. Big O of n. Linearly. It is linearly dependent on n. Okay? Linear. You know the graph of linear time, like linear graph, right? Linear function. It's a linear function graph. You'll get this. If this is y-axis, this is z-axis. Sorry, x-axis. So the time velocity function would be like this. Linear. It is dependent linearly on n. Okay. One more thing is if you get one for loop inside another, I will come. I have such question. I'll talk about that. Okay, Mansi and others, we will discuss. I already have that kind of question, so we will discuss nested for loop. What would be time complexity for nested for loop? I'll discuss. But let me know, guys. Did you understand this? Why it is big of and why it is linear time complexity? Is it clear? Linear time complexity. Why it is big of n? Yeah, Mansi, we'll talk about that. I have nested for loop question. We'll talk about that. Not an issue. Now, is it clear, guys, why it is big of n? Is it clear why it is big of n? Yes? Okay, great. Now, next, what would be the answer for this one? What would be answer for this one? What would be the answer for this one, guys? Same. I have this int a equal to 0. This is a primitive statement. It will take big O of 1, right? I have this loop. Oh, I don't have int a equal to 0. Sorry, my bad. We just have a loop, guys, and the loop is as follows. And inside loop, I have the statement high coders. Basically, you just have to find how many times this high coders is printed, or see out high coders, how many times it is executed. That is your time complexity. How many times the loop is running? That is your time complexity. How many times, guys? Who can say? Who can say? Yeah, what is the answer here? Someone has San has put big of n. What about others? What is the answer, guys? Please like put up your answer. You can also like say which option is correct. Shudhanya has mentioned big of log n. Like she is basically confused. She's asking. Adnan has put big of n. Pushkar has put big of n. Shivani says big of n. Dharashri says big of n. Shresh says option C, that is square root of n. Okay. So I have a different answer here. Shresh, and also Aditya has mentioned the same. Even Aniket has mentioned the same, square root of n. Let's try to find it out what it is, right? For see, guys, for that I am sharing a different screen to you all. Yeah, I hope everyone is able to see this whiteboard which I'm using right now, right? Okay, it's very easy actually, very easy. If you correctly see the code, it was for, yeah, so it was for I equal to 1 and I into I less than equal to n, I plus plus, and there was some statement like C out, let's say hi. This was a question, right? How many times the loop is running? The number of times the loop would run, or the number of times this C out high statement would be executed, that is dependent on this condition, right? This is what decides how many times the loop will run or how many times this high would be printed. So how many basically what is the condition here? I into I less than equal to n. So basically it is I square less than equal to n, and that makes I is less than equal to root over of n, square root n. So the loop basically is running for square root of n times. So C out high would be printed square root of n times. So guys, how it is the time complexity is basically the number of times the loop is running or the number of times this statement is getting executed. Okay, the number of times it is getting executed. So how it is dependent? What is the order? The order is it is actually dependent on square root of n. It is dependent on n, and the order is square root, right? Okay, so this is how it depends. It's very easy question actually. So answer for this question would be square root of n. You are correct. Those of the like all those who have answered, who have mentioned square root of n, it is actually correct, guys. It is actually square root of n. The answer is square root of n. I less than equal to square root of n. The loop is running actually square root of n times. This high coders is getting printed for square root of n times. So the time complexity is actually dependent on square root of n. The whole point of time complexity is you just have to find how it is dependent on n. Is it dependent linearly? Is it dependent quadratically? Is it dependent the square root? Okay, is it dependent logarithmically or exponentially? Kind of that. Okay, the whole point of time complexity is that, guys, nothing else. You just have to find. Okay, understood? Now the next thing. Now, next question. See, Mansi, your question came up. I think some other people were also asking about nested loop. So we have a nested loop here. So let's try to find out what is the time complexity for this one. Say, guys, what would be the time complexity for this one? Who can say this question? Who can say? Yeah, try to give me answers for this one. It is a nested loop. We have for I loop, and inside that we have a j loop, right? No, Pushkar, no. That's not my number, by the way. Just whatever you have to ask, please get into the community group, join the community group, guys, and you can tag me there. Okay, I'll just like I'll be there. Okay, I have joined the group and I'll be there. So you can tag me there and ask whatever question you want. Right? I'll answer your queries. Just tag me. When you tag me, I'll get notification, and I would answer there, guys. I'll get mail notification actually, and I will answer you. Okay. Yeah. So, guys, what is the answer for this one? N square, n square, n square, n square. Okay, everyone says n square. Right. Okay. It is correct actually, guys, and it is n square. Okay, it is actually n square. Fine. Great. So, but why it is n square? Let's try to understand that. It is n square. You're correct. But let's understand why it is n square, because not everyone understand it. Right? Not everyone knows it, how it is actually n square. Let's try to figure it out. So guys, see, basically you just have to find how many times this C out high is getting executed, or C high, how many times high is printed. Okay. So for that, you know, right, how this nested loop is working. So it is very easy question, guys. Okay. But in like coding rounds or maybe in the MCQs, they might not give you such simple question. So I'll explain a way for this question which you can apply on those questions. They might modify something inside it, so we should be prepared for that. So I'll actually share this whiteboard and I'll go there. I'll actually try to explain a way so which you should apply for such kind of question. Whenever you get a nested loop, guys, please apply this way which I'm going to explain, so that you would not make any mistake while finding out the time complexity for those kind of thing. Okay. uh, Falak, I wanted to discuss, but the time will not allow me. So anyway, guys, like, see, this is a 4 day, so I want to give the best. I want to give as much as I can. That would help you a lot. But if you want to get it in detail or something, you can always join PGP courses. Okay, you can learn other stuff as well as these data section algorithms, and so many other things are there. Okay. So I wanted to keep this session in a way so that it will help you majorly. So if I pick it recurrence relation and all everything, that will take the whole session and that will not be very fruitful. That will not make do justice to my time, your time, everyone's time. Right. Okay. Yeah. So the what is the question? So equal I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, and that I have, or you can also change it to I equal to 1, guys. That is like not an issue. Basically the loop is running for n times. Oh, I'm telling you a way that you should follow. I'll also like, just a moment. My system sometimes it behaves weird. I equal to 1, I less than equal to n, j equal to 1, j less than equal to n, and j plus plus. Okay. So I have here C out, let's say high. Right. So what you should do in such kind of like whenever this nested loops are given, just understand this. Write down I and j here. Okay. Put I and j. Write each iteration actually. For I equal to 1, how many times j will run? This is a nested loop, right? For each value of I, this j loop, the inner loop will run completely. How many times the j is running? Okay, j value starts from 1, it will go 2, 3, and so on up to n it will go. How many times? N times. For I equal to 1, inner loop is running for n times. This high is printed n times, guys, for I equal to 1. So I will get incremented. Next iteration, I for I value 2, this j would run for n times from 1 to n again, right? So basically high is printed n times again. For I equal to 3, the j is like j value would be 1 to n, 1 2 3 4 so on up to n, whatever would be the value of n. So basically high is printed again n times. So this is actually continued. Last value of I would be n, where the j would again like start from 1 and go till n. So basically it is also running again n times. So in total, how many times this high is printed? That is your time complexity. How many times this statement is executed or high is printed? So just add it up now, guys. All this thing, just add it up. Okay. So basically My bad, just a moment. What happened? I need to zoom out. Yep. Yeah. So just add this up. So n plus n plus n. So I'm just adding the number of times the high is printed, guys. So on up to n. So how many times how many times n are added? N times, right? N times. N times this n are added. That is giving us n into n, that is n square. This is how we should actually calculate, guys. Why I'm saying this way? Okay, why I'm saying this way? Because sometimes they modify the loop condition and all, they put some other. I have a question, I'll show you guys. Okay, I have a question. So that way, because when they modify it, you should actually follow this way to find out the time complexity. Otherwise you'll make mistake. Okay, if you think, okay, the outer loop is running n times, inner loop is running n times, n into an n square, if you just work out in that manner, then might face problem, might give wrong answer when they modify something. Always go in this manner. Seema, see, uh, it is your choice actually. What domain you want? You want to be a like AIML expert, ML engineer, data scientist. You want to become. You want to be a Python Django, Python developer, right? Okay, if you want to be a web developer, that is all your choice. I would suggest, just if you are interested, you can fill up, and I think my team can help you out in also deciding that also. Okay, depending on your choice and what your career goal is ahead. Yeah. So Falak says, okay, so didn't understand. Okay, basically what I did is I have written all the possible values of I. Okay, I is the outer loop variable, j is the inner loop variable. So I started from I. So for I equal to 1, this inner loop j would run for n times. Okay, 1 to n. It will start from 1, right? And it will go till n. So basically, high is printed n times in the first iteration. Okay, in the next iteration I value is 2, same thing happens, j will start from again 1 and will go till n, so high would be printed n times. In the third iteration I value, for I value 3, again the same thing happens, this j loop, inner loop, will start from 1 and go till n, basically high is printing n times. That will continue, guys, till I value is 1, because condition is I less than equal to n, it will go till I value n. That is the last iteration. In the last iteration, when I is n, same thing, inner loop would run for n times, 1 to n. So high is printed n times. So in total, how many times high got printed? That is what your time complexity. How many times high got printed or the statement inside the loop has been executed. Just add this up, n plus n plus n. So you just have to take care how many times n we have added. How many times? There were n iteration. So n times we have added n. So if you're adding n times n, that is exactly n into n, n square, right? Okay. If we add 3 times, guys, 5. So that is 3 into 5, right? That is 15. Similarly, if you're adding n 3 times, so that would be 3n times. So here we are adding n times n. So it is n into n. In total, it is n square. Okay. Is it clear? Is it clear or not? Please let me know. I have other question also which would clear your concept more. Okay. Yeah. So this is actually uh, n square. Answer is n square. So now, what about this, guys? Who can answer this one? See, there is a modification. There's some minor change in the code. There's some change in the code. So what do you say now? What would be the answer for this one? Adnan has asked some question. Yeah, yes, Mansi. Yep, exactly. But don't go in that way. That is what I'm trying to say. Just write different. Like you write I and write the possible value of j and check in each iteration how many times the high is printed. Okay, that way you go. Because when you change something, then it would be a major problem. Like this, in this problem, if you directly think in that way, then you might give wrong answer. Just work it out in the same manner how I solved the previous problem. You'll get correct answer for this. Okay. Adnan asking, if we get only 2 loops till n, like in this question, can take big O of n each loop, that gives, Yes, Adnan, yes. Yep. For this question, you just tell me the answer. If there are three loops, one inside of one and rest one is complete separate. Oh, Saxi, you are saying you have one nested loop, like the previous question, and there is one more loop after it. That's what you are saying, I think. In that way, just take the maximum, whichever. If this is n square and this is n, you go with n square. Okay, always take the bigger one, maximum one. So it is already dependent on n. Like it is already quadratically dependent on n. There is no point of writing this n again. Okay, just write big of n square. N square. It is already dependent on n square. Like it is already dependent on n quadratically. I think the graph should be this way. Already it is quadratical, so there is no point of this linear again. Always go with the maximum one. Okay, maximum one. Whatever, if you have two, let's say this is a nested for loop and this is another loop. Nested for loop means a loop inside a loop. This is, let's say, big of n square, the previous code, and this loop, another extra loop, it is big of n. So you might say it is big of n square plus big of n, but that is not correct. Just say big of n square, whichever is maximum, just write that. Because I'll again reiterate this, guys, we are here not to find out the exact time, but we are just here to find the order, how it is dependent on n. That's what it needs from you, and the question need from you. Okay, right? So now what is Bhakti has given an answer, big of n square. What about others? What would be the answer for this? Adit also says big of n square. Manoj also says big of n square. Are you guys following the same logic which we used? Write down I value, j value, then you'll get to know. Okay, so here first value of I is 0, right? Then the j value, starting from n, guys, it's a different, like they have modified the loop. They are starting from n and they are going like greater than j, actually, sorry, greater than I, j greater than I, right? I'll show you. Let me share a whiteboard with you. I want to solve this question in front of you so that you also know how to solve this kind of question when they modify something. Okay, I'll just want to I want to share another screen, that is this whiteboard, so that when I solve question, you see it, how I solve. Okay, so now what is the question? The question is, for I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, then I have for j equal to sorry, j equal to n, right? J equal to n, j greater than I, and j plus plus. This was the question, right? Okay, I think it's not visible properly. I'll just change something there. Yeah, fine, right? I think it is also j minus minus and not j plus plus. So I'll just, because it is starting from n, it will go up to a point where it is greater than I, j minus minus. Okay, and then we have some statement, just maybe see out high. So we just have to find how many times this high is getting printed. So write down the value of I and j. Similarly, I and j. Just have to find for each iteration. When I is 0, how many times j, the inner loop will run? J starts from n, right? Okay. So what is n value? So it will start from n. Next is n minus 1. Next is n minus 2. And so on. It will go till 1. Till it is greater than I. That is the question. So how many times the loop executed, or how many times is high printed, guys? N times. This high is printed n times in the first iteration. Second iteration, when I value is 1. Again, it starts from n. Next value is n minus 1. Next value is n minus 2. So on. It will go up to 2. Why 2? Because I value is 1 and the condition is j greater than I. It will go till a value which is greater than I, guys. Okay, so this is how you should write. Okay, right? Yeah, so basically it is now running for n minus 1 times. I'm correct? N minus 1 times or not? Are you getting it, guys? Are you getting this? Why it is n minus 1 times? Why it is n minus 1 times? in the second iteration. Similarly in the third iteration, I value would be 2. Just a moment. Okay, I'm struggling in this. So next time, next iteration, I value is 2. So it will start from again n minus 1. Next time it is n minus 2. It will go till 3. Because the condition says j should be greater than I. It will go till j greater than I. Right? So it is n minus 2 times. I hope everyone is agreeing with this. Right? Okay. So similarly, guys, when I value would be n minus 1. So j value would start from n and it will just run for one time. The moment it becomes n minus 1, this condition would be false and it will come out of the loop, right? Okay, so how many times total high got executed? You just have to add this. Okay, when you add, it is nothing but n plus n minus 1 plus n minus 2, so on up to 1. It is nothing, guys. If you see, this is nothing but addition of n natural numbers. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus so on up to n minus 2 plus n minus 1 plus n. So this is addition of n natural numbers, which is nothing but n into n plus 1 by 2. Okay, again there is a point here. You will say it is actually n square plus n by 2. Why we are saying only big of n square? Same thing, guys. Okay, first of all, ignore the constant term and just take the highest one. That is your time complexity, big of n square. So this is how we found out time complexity for this question is actually big of n square. Okay, understood or not? Let me know, guys. So there are some other questions, some more question also, but I would discuss that in the next class, guys. I'll not extend this session anymore. I have some few more questions which I would cover in the next class. Adnan, you want me to repeat why it is n minus 1? Yeah, see, when I value would finally reach n minus 1 would, see the condition. Starts from 0 and it is going till I less than n. So the last value of I should be n minus 1. And when I value is n minus 1, j will start from n and it will go till j greater than I. So n is the only value which is greater than n minus 1. So that is only one time high would be printed. That's it. Okay. So I'm stopping this class today, guys. But we are there are some more question actually which we have to discuss. So just one or two more question for this time continuity I have. So which we would learn tomorrow. Also, I hope everyone would be there tomorrow because we'll be solving pattern problems as I have mentioned here in this slide. You can see next topic is, guys, pattern problems. We would pick up a coding platform, probably HackerRank, and we will solve pattern questions over there. I'll bring up some commonly asked question in coding interviews. See, guys, I've been into like so many universities, SRM, LPU, Vignan, Geetam, and all. I have seen how what kind of question they ask actually. So I'll pick up some commonly asked question and questions, and I will solve that live in front of you. And I will give you some tricks actually how to solve this question. So that's where we are heading towards the next class, guys. Okay, please practice it whatever we have learned today. Okay, once you have any doubt, please tag me in the community group and ask me. I'll be there. I'll help you out. Right. Okay, I'll post one assignment in the community group. I hope everyone would do that. Everyone would actually solve that problem and come to me if you have any doubt. Maybe I can help you out in the next session also, because I have one or two more questions to solve, so that way I can also help discuss that problem. Okay, I would yeah, I'll give assignment, Ankita. I'll post it directly in the community. Okay, so see you there. So guys, so till the next class, till tomorrow, we'll solve some pattern question. Please brush this time consecutive question. I'll see one or two more question tomorrow. Till then, guys, bye bye, take care, and keep practicing, keep learning.